Hello and welcome to DCS Chronicles. I'm your host, Brian Cuffin. With me, my two co-hosts.
My name is Mahiri Stewart and I'm a second-year communication studies student.
And I'm Ashley Archer, a first-year communication studies student.
Yep, so that's two thorns and a rose. Definitely not two roses and a thorn, right? I'm excited to introduce you our monthly podcast, DCS Chronicles, brought to you by DCS, which is?
Department of Communication Studies.
Yep, and we're right here at the Northern Caribbean University in Mandeville. Today is day one of the program and we have a lot in store for you. We're going to have some entertainment, we're going to have some education, and stuff like our WOW segment, Words of Wisdom. And today we'll be hearing from a particular person. Who is it, Ashley?
Well, that would be Mr. Andrew Forsyth, former DCS Burgundy jacket holder or ambassador.
Yep, and of course, the DCS holders, they do really well in school.
They do.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to be a DCS Burgundy jacket holder, but
Make
make sure if you are a part of DCS.
That should be your final goal.
Yeah, your aim.
Yeah. All right. So he's going to be speaking on a specific topic. What is he going to be talking about?
He will be teaching us how to overcome obstacles in order to achieve success as a young media practitioner.
Yep, and of course, success is the goal. Of course, we'll be having more about Reggae Month. Of course, you know it's February. Yep,
It is February.
And it's all about reggae.
Who's your favorite reggae artist, Mr. Cuff?
You're gonna show my age.
You can't say Bob Marley.
Bob
Can't say
Marley.
Bob Marley.
gosh.
Bob Marley. What about you guys?
I think mine would be Chronix.
Peter Tosh.
Peter Tosh.
You know Peter Tosh?
Yeah.
I know Peter
That's
Tosh.
way beyond your years.
Legalize it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, moving quickly along. We'll be having news from our student news reporter, and her name is Kimberly. Let's see what she has for us. And of course, live entertainment and discussions. And of course, there's going to be a pop segment.
Guaranteed to smear your mind.
Yep, with
knowledge.
professional and personal tips. All that and more after this break on DCS Chronicles.
Week of Excellence 2019 is almost here. Come April 6th, we kick off our activities and we go all the way to the 14th, where we end with a bang at the LIGNUM VITAE Film Festival. It's Week of Excellence 2019. It's going to be excellent.
Yup. Welcome back to DCS Chronicles. And if you're just joining us, welcome. A very special welcome.
Now, as a young media practitioner, it's easy to stress over a lot of things, whether it's necessary or unnecessary. When you're working on a production, you wonder, whoa, did I hit the camera too hard? Is it going to fall off? Did I put it on the tripod correctly? Is it going to fall off? Did I lock it good? Stuff like that. And I feel as though if you do have too much stress, a very important thing to do is to talk to somebody, but not just anybody. Get mentorship. Get mentored by somebody that's been in the media and has experienced what you're experiencing before. And just like that, we have here for our WOW segment, Mr. Andrew Forsyth.
My name is Andrew Forsyth. One interesting thing about me is that I was born with cleft palate. It's a physical defect that you can see. It's an opening from through my nostril right back to my throat, a visible opening. It affected how I spoke, it affected how I looked, it affected social interaction with almost all my peers at a younger age. Being born with cleft palate, it kind of, I couldn't speak. And some would wonder how I got into media. Because, being in media, you have to be able to talk properly, pronounce your words properly. And you have to look good to be on television, for the most part. But I got into media because of an interest that I had. And one that I think God showed me that, this is the way He wants me to go. I started my first time hosting a program was a television program that I created for my church. Couldn't find a host. but it needed a host. So I had to do it. And remember now, I was born with cleft palate. I couldn't pronounce words properly. I couldn't talk. However, the passion that I had for media, I knew that I had to ensure that this program goes off properly, which now means I have to now practice and learn how to talk properly, which was a challenge because after all the operations, I don't know if you're still here. I still have a small speech defect, but it's now an effort that I have to make to ensure that all my words are called properly, all of them pronounced properly. Any word that you don't hear pronounced properly, it's not my fault, sorry. Some of the challenges I faced during school in general, high school, I even as far back as basic school, early childhood, I was called a ton of names. Endless. I can't even count the amount. Whatever nickname you can think of, I was called it. But for some reason, they didn't bother me. I wasn't bothered. I don't know if because when they come to bully me, I would just beat them up and move on. But it wasn't a bother to me. It didn't affect my self-esteem. I don't know, but maybe it was because of the strong parenting background that I had, the support that I had. So some people being born with a defect, they would tend to shy away from doing stuff, and I was not that person. Even during primary school, I remember I was the lead speech person for the speech club in primary school. JCDC competitions, I was the person with a lead role for the group and so forth. So it wasn't a case where I hid behind anything or anybody. I was always up front because that was who I was, or who I am. So I didn't let it affect me negatively. I just saw the problem and moved past it. The program for my church, it got big, it blew up on the internet. So persons started to know about Andrew Forsyth because of that program. I was one of the videographers and the editor for the program. So over that 5-year period, I learned professional video editing. I taught myself professional video editing and also how to shoot the video camera. And with anything in media, the more you do it, is the better you get at it. So my craft that I think I am good at this point is because of those earlier years that I kept at it. I'm sure we did almost 30 episodes. So, I think that was enough practice to own my craft. And at this point, where I am in media now, I came to NCU in 2014 to study communication studies with an emphasis in television. And the NCU Media Group, I was employed to the NCU Media Group the October of my first semester. And over that period of time, I now got to know and use a professional video camera. Because back then it was little camcorders and so forth. They were giving me HD quality, but now, being at the NCU Media Group and NCU TV, I now got the opportunity to know how to manipulate the different functions of a professional video camera. And as I mentioned before, the more you do something, is the better you get at it. And I got the opportunity to be on multiple video productions for the NCU Media Group, which also benefited me in a positive way in where I am now in media and communication. I graduated in 2018, August 2018, and I'm currently employed full-time to the NCU Media Group. as a production officer, and I freelance with a number of video production companies across the island. I am also now an adjunct lecturer in the Department of Communication Studies, same department that I studied in. I lecture the course Electronic Field Production. It's a course that I enjoy lecturing. I love my students. They know this. And I think they love me too. I'm looking forward to spending more time here, giving back to the Department of Communication Studies, who played a very important part in my growth. My advice to any young person, young individual who is interested in media, and not just only media, but whatever career path that you are interested in, don't let any obstacle get in your way of achieving your goal. If I decided that this cleft palate was going to determine my destiny, I would not be where I am now. So whatever obstacle is in your way, think of it as a stepping stone to get you to where you really want to be. You know, this career path is not an easy one. It's going to require a lot of you. So you have to develop the dedication for this and the passion. But trust me, media is fun and you will enjoy it.
Wow. Some great words there from Andrew Forsyth. You know, two things that stood out to me is that one, he actually started his own thing in TV, even though he had the challenges. He didn't join up with somebody else. No. He started his own. And then two, he's giving back. Yeah. What do you think, Ashley?
I think that sometimes in life, I agree with what you said a while ago, but sometimes in life we take obstacles, we take difficulties, and we say, hey, I can't do this, or I don't think I should do this, or look at all the people that might do it, me not ready for this. But I think that it's up to us to say, hey, I can do this. Have a little faith in yourself, and even if you don't have faith in yourself, find somebody who can encourage you and mentor you and just overcome your fears and your obstacles. It can be done.
To add to that, realize that Andrew was pretty much forced into a position where he had to break those barriers because he wasn't supposed to host his show. It wasn't supposed to be him. There was nobody to host his show, and he had to put himself up to do it. And that's pretty much what helped him to pretty much break his fear of, you know, speaking. And
I also think that it is important to know your flaws. When you admit that you have flaws, it's easier to overcome them and push through them.
And to have thick skin. Because he was called many things. Many things.
Oh, wow. Thank you again, Andrew. And we look forward to hearing more from Andrew and from our other guests who will be in our Wow segment. Of course, you know, he also said something on a lighter note. He said, you know, to be on TV, you have to look good. Well, some of us do. Moving right along, we're going into our What's Buzzing segment. Mahiri.
Yes, What's Buzzing? Sir, quick question. How much respect do you think reggae music gets in Jamaica? Be completely honest, too.
I don't think it gets the respect it deserves. It is often treated like probably the third in line. Yeah, dancehall gets number one.
Then?
And two is what then?
Number two would be overseas stuff.
That's actually quite
Why'd
I bring up
R&B?
reggae? Yeah, that's
It's February.
It's February, people. It's reggae month.
And it's also
Black History Month.
Power to the people. Yeah, but reggae though, I mean, for me, reggae, Bob Marley. I remember some years ago, I was told when I went overseas, I saw somebody and they were like, hey, you're from Jamaica. I said, yeah, I'm from Jamaica. They said, oh, so you know Bob Marley? I was like, what? This is 1998. But I did say, yeah, you know, I said, yeah, my cousin, distant cousin, you know, from. But I don't think reggae. What about you guys? What are you guys listening to?
In all honesty, I'm not the biggest reggae fan in the world. I appreciate the genre and I do listen to the genre. But it's not my go-to, if that makes sense. I listen to Chronicles, I listen to Protege, I listen to Kabaka. What about you, Ashley?
I like Chronicles as well. You stole my person, but that's fine. I think that reggae music, it has something about it, even though I wouldn't listen to it every day. There's something about it that you just really connect to. Like when you hear a reggae song, you just say, yeah. You just feel it. You just, yeah, what I meant. Yes.
You feel it? All right, but on a bit of, history. You know, the term reggae came from reggae, a Jamaican phrase meaning rags or ragged clothing. It is used to denote a raggedy style of music. The reggae genre came into being in the 1960s. They weren't even thought about.
No. Parents
Yeah, right.
weren't even thought about.
Yeah. And it's an evolution or sort of a little revolution of rocksteady and ska. And reggae music is a soulful entertainment style in Jamaica. It expresses the pain of the people, the struggles of the people, but it also gives you a nice vibe.
Yeah.
And it's also felt by any and everybody. You don't have to go through all of the struggles, but you can relate.
You can
to reggae
relate,
music.
definitely, because it's a cultural thing, you know. That's, I feel, what connects a lot of Jamaicans to reggae. It's that cultural aspect, that thought that reggae music was birthed here, you know.
It's ours.
Yeah.
And you're talking about pain. You have songs like Redemption song from Bob Marley that captures the pain that he was feeling, as well as a soulful vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, some years ago, Bob Marley's Exodus album was voted as the album of the decade, I think, and of the century, yeah. And the song of the century, the best song of the century, was One Love.
One love,
One
of
love.
course.
One heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get together and feel all right.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's hear from our news.
The Department of Communication Studies at the Northern Caribbean University presents its 11th annual LIGNUM VITAE Film Festival under the theme Breaking Barriers, Expanding the Possibilities. Submit your projects in the categories of short films, music videos, mobile films, TV commercials, trailers, animations, and more. Send your submissions to dcs@ncu.edu.jn. Each film attracts a $500 submission fee. Pay to Bill Express, Paymaster, or NCB by March 8, 2019. Account number ISUHCOM01. The LIGNUM VITAE Film Festival takes place at NCU's main campus on Sunday, April 14, 2019. See you there.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Smith, and now for the news. Head of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Commissioner Stuart Beckford, highlighted that there is an urgent need for more fire stations across the island. This, he says, is needed to enable firefighters to respond to incidents in a more timely manner. Beckford notes that a 2009 fire cover review of the structure, organization, and its responsibilities identified the need for additional stations across the island. Commissioner Beckford said major repairs are underway in Spanish Town, Frankfield, and Trelawney fire stations, and notes that 3 fire stations are to come on stream between 2019 and 2020. Barnett Street in St. James, Port Maria in St. Mary, and Yallas in St. Thomas. These projects are being implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, with plans to break the Barnett Street slated for next month. Evaluations have started on the Port Maria contract bid, while the bid for Yallas is currently out to tender. Commissioner Beckford points out that these are replacements for the old stations. Currently, 34 fire stations serve the island's 14 parishes, 7 of which are in Kingston and St. Andrew. Parishes such as Trelawney have 1 fire station serving the entire parish. And that's the news. I'm Kimberly Smith.
Welcome back to DCS Chronicles, and it's now time to hear from one of our guests. Today we have with us a very special guest, Chadiq Young, a young man who has a big voice. And of course, I like to tell people, I taught him, so I should have rights to some of the money he makes. But Chadiq, how are you? Welcome.
I'm okay, sir.
Good to have you.
Nice being here.
When do you recall first singing or discovering that you had a talent in singing?
At the age of 5.
5?
Yes, 5.
5. At 5, I wouldn't even tell you what I was doing at 5. So where did you start singing?
I started singing at a crusade from our church, actually in Belmont.
Do you remember the song that you sung?
Lord, I come to you.
Lord, I come to you. Just give us one line.
Lord, I come to you.
Couldn't have done it better myself, right? But Chadiq, singing, it's a pretty popular gift amongst Jamaicans. What makes you stand out?
My voice and what I have to offer, it's different.
How would you describe Chadiq as a singer? What style best fits Chadiq?
Any style best fits Chadiq, but Chadiq is a gospel artist.
Gospel artist.
Yes.
Do you think you'll be putting out a CD, an EP? Do you think you'll be going mainstream with your gift?
Yes, I am. I have some work in the pipeline I'm working on, so yes.
And of course, you're going to be paying me as your manager, right?
That can be discussed.
So, all right, singing, I used to tell people that I could sing. I sing a lot in the bathroom, but what goes into actually perfecting your voice so that when you touch the stage, people are hearing the amazing voice that you have?
You ever have that before the mirror experience, where you pull your hairbrush and you start going crazy?
But I didn't sound like you.
Yes, but that's where it all begins. So you have to practice. Practice makes perfect. So anything that you want to see yourself do on stage, you have to practice before your mirror to get it right.
Where are some of the places we may have seen or heard Chadiq Young?
Well, you probably have seen Chadiq on Week of Prayer that recently was concluded. You have seen Chadiq on National Children's Gospel Song Competition about 9-10 years ago. You have seen Chadiq on many concerts here on campus. So, yeah.
Confidence is a big thing for any artist or anybody with a talent. Tell us a little about what you do before you go on stage to remain confident.
Before I go on stage, I take a deep breath. That slows everything in the room down for me. And at times my heart is always beating fast, so I'm nervous, always nervous. Nervousness keeps me grounded. So once I'm nervous, I know that yes, I can, once I go on stage and my music starts playing, all that nerves just disappear and I just go into it.
So it's not about not having any nerves, but it's keeping it composed.
Yes, that's the key.
All right. If I'm interested in hearing more from Chadiq Young, where can I find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Chadiq_Brooksy, or you can find me on Snapchat at Brooksy_25.
Spell the Chadiq first.
CHADIQUE_BROOKSIE.
Final question, where would you like to reach in terms of what's the highest platform or the highest medium you'd like to be on with your talent?
Well, on the international scene is the biggest place for everyone right now with a talent and who wants to be heard. So that's where I want to be seen.
All right, well, enough talking. Let's hear some singing. So thank you for being with us, and go and get yourself ready to knock the socks off our feet. All right?
Thank you.
So while Chadiq goes and he gets ready for his performance here on DCS Chronicles, I just think, we should support each other. So go search him up, find him on Instagram, find him on Facebook, and of course, when Chadiq is performing here on campus, give him your loudest cheer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the sweet melodic sounds of Chadiq Young.
Skanking, grooving, hallelujah, yeah, skanking, grooving, help me Jaja, skanking, grooving, under pressure, yeah, skanking, grooving, yeah, under the pressures of a life and it tough. No stay down, mama, time pick it up. No bother with it down, full style, strictly up, full vibe. Pick it up and when the bills and the rent and the mortgage due. Yeah, when me chalice and your best friends are gone and it's only you. Let the bus lift, turn up your music, skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel Irie. Forget your troubles and rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel Irie. Forget your troubles and rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet. For every pain there's a melody, yeah. For every treble there's a harmony that links everything together. Come back, we sing together. And who's the life no hard? And every man got struggles. I'm begging you, help me, Lord. Let me overcome my troubles. Skanking sweet, yeah. Everybody wanna feel like we. Forget your troubles and rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like we. Forget your troubles and rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah. Skanking sweet. We're skanking till the morning come, until the day when my troubles are done. Hallelujah. We're grooving in a Georgia name. We're grooving all my troubles away. Everybody wanna feel like we. Rocking with me, sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet. You wanna feel like we, yeah. Reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking grooving, yeah. Skanking grooving. Yeah, body skanking sweet. Rib body skanking sweet. Body skanking sweet. Body skanking sweet. Yeah, I wanna be skanking. I gotta be skanking. I wanna be skanking. I gotta be skanking. Whoa, oh, oh, yeah. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, skanking, grooving, whoa, whoa.
Yes, and after that sweet skanking from Mr. Chedik Young, we're gonna be skanking over to some sweet information. And with us today we have the energetic, the radiant, the beautiful. I ain't even gonna call her name because I want her to introduce herself, but we're gonna get some sweet tips in this, the POP segment for personal and professional development. Mahiri would say we're gonna smear your minds with some great tips, of course. For those who don't know, who are you, miss?
My name is Shelley Gaycoff, and I currently serve as Director of Career and Employment Services here at Northern Caribbean University.
And with a name like Cuff, you know it's going to be good, right? All right, so Mrs. Cuff,
yes.
Professional development. Let's talk a little bit about attitude.
Good.
Yes. How does your attitude really affect your job?
Your attitude has everything, Brian, to do with your job. Actually, when we think about it, attitude begins in the mind. Attitudes can either be positive or negative.
Right.
And have you ever heard of the term the self-fulfilling prophecy?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So what you think you'll get is what you'll actually get. Why? Because you have continued to unconsciously feed your reticular activating system in your mind. And the reticular God created us in such a way where he created this brain, and in this brain there are a lot of neurons and a lot of systems. The reticular activating system is that system that's right here in the brain that allows us to filter whatever it is that we focus on. So if we continue to focus on positive things, positive information, if we continue to surround ourselves with positive people,
Right.
that is what we'll get eventually, because that's what we continue to feed our minds.
So if we do the difference, the
So
vice versa.
absolutely. So if we counter that and we focus on negativity, that is all the brain will process. That's a beautiful thing. So in going about success and being successful at work, it is important that we begin here.
Right.
So we have to create a positive mindset. So how can I, in spite of being in a very toxic atmosphere, create a positive atmosphere for me? It really starts here. If we think about it, and it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot out of us, but at the end, it is going to be worth it.
Right. I remember a previous boss of mine, she said that she can train the skill,
Absolutely.
but not the attitude.
Powerful.
Yes.
Powerful. So today I want us to look at how can one person convey positive energy into the workplace, and why is it important, and how can we benefit from those shifts. So one of the first things we can do, and it takes a lot of time in a brand, it's not something that happens overnight, so it requires a lot of patience, is to cultivate the habit of speaking positively. So speaking positive language. Language is a powerful tool. So whether we communicate verbally or in written form, language is used. The language that we use affects how the message is perceived. So using positive language can help to reduce a lot of conflict. It can improve communication. It can increase optimism in people, and can portray the speaker as credible and respectable.
Right. So, and especially people who do a lot of group work, you have to be careful how you speak to others.
You have to be careful how you speak to others, man. You have to be mindful of other people's emotions and that kind of thing. It's really important. And another important point to note, try not to criticize people. Try not to criticize people. Listen, there's a difference between constructive feedback and criticism. In Jamaica, we do a lot of that. Tear down too much. Always use the method where you begin by complimenting the individual first on something that they've done well, and follow it up with a suggestion on how to improve their performance.
So like, you did that well, and imagine if you did X as opposed to...
Beautiful.
What did you do?
Beautiful.
All right, good.
That does, and when you think about it in a brand, when you speak to someone using that sort of negative tone, immediately that person shuts down, and you don't get what you need to get from that person. You get them defensive. Yeah. Ensure to have this conversation in private if you're really disgruntled or annoyed about a person's performance. Take them one side. Yes. Don't embarrass them, especially in front of people. Don't do it. We have to be mindful and respectful about that. The individual will respect your feedback, and also respect the fact that you brought awareness to the situation in a very professional manner. Stay away from gossip.
I think you should repeat that one,
Stay away from gossip. Nothing eats away a team work environment worse than gossip does.
We have to stay away from Mahiri.
Listen. Whether team members are gossiping about colleagues or their personal problems, avoid the situation altogether. If you are caught in the conversation, act as a listener who does not provide any input. Okay? Maintain a positive attitude at work means that you are a team player that provides all team members with respect. By refraining from joining a gossip circle, you can ensure that you maintain that level of respect. And I'm sure we can find in our circles few persons that actually do that. They're those,
Instead of chiming in.
Instead of chiming in.
Adding their little bit.
Mindset, positive, look here. When you think a certain way, positively about someone, carry it through, it flows through every interaction, every encounter that you have. Another way to encourage positive attitudes in the workplace is by putting teamwork first. So when a team member has performed well, let them know. Okay? Offering pats on the back, or you give them a handshake, something, compliment them on the job well done. And that can foster a very positive teamwork environment.
And it's funny, we're quick to criticize as opposed to commend.
I know.
Wow.
I know. Mindset. That's where it starts. The mind. We have to change that. In the same regard, when the team is faced with an obstacle, be sure to offer solutions and steps rather than focusing on the negatives. You see that we're eliminating negativity altogether. Approach each obstacle with a glass half full mentality, and you will create a positive outlook that will catch on to the rest of the team.
Interesting. I like it.
You understand?
Yeah.
The
Makes
glass
a lot of
is
sense.
always half full.
But you have those who always eat half empty.
No, but we are going to always see it as half full. Don't complain. Every day is not a good day, but don't complain. And don't let anyone on the team know that you're having a bad day. That's hard,
That's
you know.
hard. That's hard. Because when you wake up and you're having a bad day, you're coming in, everybody needs to know. Stay
has
away
to
from it today.
Mindset. Mindset. You have to separate what is happening with you elsewhere. Try not to let it infiltrate in what you're doing at work.
Professional space has to be sacred.
It has to be sacred. You may have been stuck in a standstill traffic that morning, or you probably experienced a 45-minute delay on the bus or on the taxi, but you can't let those variables affect you on the job. If you're in a foul mood, ensure that you walk it off before you get into the office. Take deep breaths. Whatever strategy or whatever technique that you use to relieve the stress, get rid of it. That way, instead of ranting to your colleagues about how terrible your morning was, you can poke fun at your bad luck and give everybody a good laugh. Laughing at your unfortunate circumstances will keep the work environment positive, where ranting, on the other hand, will add a lot of negativity and diminish the upbeat working tone of the office.
Laughter, good medicine for the soul.
Yes, man. Bible talks about that, you know, man. You know? But why? Let us explore the whys. Why is it important for us to maintain a positive attitude at work?
Well, for me, I don't know. Them say you smile. When you smile, you use less muscles. So I guess it's healthier.
Of course. That's the point. And you said it a while ago. Laughter is good medicine. So the health benefits, what are some health benefits associated with that? A positive attitude is about more than just smiling. It literally benefits your overall health. Stress can deteriorate your health, especially when you experience it on a daily basis. And these daily stresses start to wear down your health and your immune system. Put a stop to that before it starts by using your daily positive regimen routine. So a lot of people like to do a lot of gratitude journals. They do some daily affirmations.
Those are nice ideas.
Yes. You know, they pray in the mornings, they spend some time meditating, and those are just some very good points. Become a role model at work. People avoid negativity and they're more drawn to positivity. Your positive attitude at work will allow your colleagues to feel comfortable coming to you with questions or advice, and you will quickly become a role model for all your team members, which will be viewed as an excellent quality.
So if you find people staying away from you, then that means there's something wrong with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People are drawn to what they find meaningful, fulfilling, and positive.
Nice.
That sort of energy is pulling.
Yes. And I think I would just add
and uplifting.
Right. I don't know if it is the case, but it make you look younger too, right?
Of
when you be
course.
positive and you,
Course.
because they're looking at you and
Of
people
course.
will think that you're still
I'm
in high
16.
school, right? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you're very positive.
I
person.
know, and I'm trying.
Yeah.
You understand? It's something you have to commit to doing daily. True. It takes time and effort.
True. All right.
But it can be done.
I know it can be done. And we have to wrap up. So give me one more that you have out there. One more benefit that you think, I guess somebody needs to know, because it's important to remain positive in your professional space, especially. So give me one more benefit.
We're called to be change agents, making and leaving an impact. Infectious positivity. So your positive attitude will rub off on your team members.
There you go.
Nobody wants to be the grumpy and the pessimistic team member when everyone else is so positive. So you will set an example, become a role model, and eventually create a full team of professionals with positive attitudes.
Yes.
This will boost the effectiveness of the overall work environment and ultimately lead to the success of the company.
And there you go, because when you're responsible for a project now and people know it's you, they're gonna be like, boy, I want to work with.
I want to jump on board because it's going to be great.
Yeah. Wow. So many things you've given us.
know.
And it's sad we have so little time,
Yes.
but we hope to have you back.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Our pop talk, of course, professional and personal development tips. Of course, Mrs. Cuff, Mr. Cuff, the best people in the world.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We have more coming up after this break.
Week of Excellence 2019 is almost here. Come April 6th, we kick off our activities and we go all the way to the 14th, where we end with a bang at the LIGNUM VITAE Film Festival. It's Week of Excellence 2019. It's going to be excellent.
And welcome back to DCS Chronicles. Of course, we're wrapping up, sadly. Yeah, but what was your favorite moment of the show, actually?
My favorite moment would, of course, have to be Shadiq, especially when he says, "Gang, king, sleep."
Don't
Yeah,
try.
that-
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, just
I
not for
apologize.
you.
I'm sorry.
Not
I'm
for you
sorry.
at
I'm
all.
sorry.
How about you, Marie?
My favorite part, obviously, our WOW segment with Andrew. I learned a lot from him as a young media practitioner. It's going to be something I'm going to apply into my everyday life. Now, sir, as Dora would say, what was your favorite part of today's broadcast?
Well, of course, it would be the pop talk because Mrs. Cuff was here.
Oh, yeah,
and
the
of course, the
cufflinks.
cufflinks. There you go. There you go. Yep.
I liked that part too.
Yeah. Well, we hope you were entertained and educated on DCS Chronicles. Of course, we hope to see you next time around. And of course, if you want to give us feedback, what do they gotta do?
Just let us know in the comments
Yeah.
below us right here. We'll see the words. Like if you feel like, share if you feel like. This was DCS Chronicles.
Yep. And here we go. We're gonna say bye from DCS
See.
S.
Chronicles.